Hi, it's Carlson here. The Kill Bill movies are finally available on 4K. We just looked at Volume 1, and that means today we're taking a look at Volume 2. I'm going to unbox this release and share my opinions. Great cover right there with the bride gripping her Hattori Hanzo sword. And you have the assassins outside the wedding chapel down there. Spine text. Back cover. The art under the slipcover is basically the same. There is a digital code of the film included. And here we have the movie in 4K and the movie in Blu-ray, which contains some bonus features. Again, as with Volume 1, I'm fairly certain this is identical to the previously released Blu-ray. Available in striking 4K for the first time, Kill Bill Volume 2 is the must-see movie event from writer and director Quentin Tarantino that completes the action-packed quest for revenge begun by the bride in Kill Bill Volume 1. Having already crossed two names off her death list, the bride is back with a vengeance and taking aim at Bud and Elle Driver, the only survivors from the squad of assassins who betrayed her 4 years earlier. It's all leading to the ultimate confrontation with Bill, the bride's former master and the man who ordered her execution. Experience the other half of the story in the acclaimed Kill Bill Volume 2, even more mind-blowing on 4K ultra-high definition. The Kill Bill movies, of course, are part of one long story. Tarantino likes to think of them as one big coherent work, although the two movies are actually quite different. Kill Bill Volume 1 is more the action-oriented chapter, whereas Kill Bill Volume 2 is more the story-oriented chapter, delving more into the bride's motivations, backstory, and a lot of the things that happened to her leading up to these incidents in question. That said, though, there's certainly plenty of action and appeal to be had here, as well as Tarantino's signature sense of humor. The bride, of course, is out for revenge, and this time around, she's going after Bud, an assassin who now finds himself working as a bouncer in a strip bar, and Elle, played by Daryl Hannah, who you might remember from movies like Splash and Blade Runner back in the day, as another one of the assassins. It's not long before they cross paths, and as you'd expect in a Tarantino film, all hell breaks loose. We even look a little more into the bride's story, getting a more vivid look at her wedding day, and as well as the day she spent training with her teacher, Pai Mei, a cruel, ruthless sensei of sorts who puts her in her place, who looks like it could have walked off the set of a 1970s martial arts film from back in the day. The movie, of course, keeps you guessing, but more importantly, it keeps you entertained. There's a lot of interesting plot twists, unexpected moments, and as always, Tarantino likes to pay homage to all of his influences. Bill, the title villain, is portrayed by David Carradine, who sadly passed away a few years after this movie was released, and he has a great time playing his part when he finally appears on screen. He was pretty much an unseen or slightly off-camera character in the first film, but here he actually does play a major role, particularly in the film's climax. I mean, based on the title of the film, you can probably guess where things go. It is an absolutely fantastic follow-up to this story. I may narrowly prefer Volume 1 just because it's so action-packed and gory. There's certainly a lower body count this time around, but that doesn't stop it from being an entertaining film. The Kill Bill movies are Tarantino doing what he does best, and bless him for that. Now, again, as with Volume 1, these are upscales. They're not native 4K masters, and they're not necessarily massive improvements over the previously released Blu-ray disc, but the addition of HDR and things like less compression certainly do the film some favors. The black and white scenes, I thought, were probably the best looking ones in the film, getting a nice uptick there. But then there's also a lot of colorful environments and some deeper, darker environments that benefit from what HDR does. So I would say these discs do look good overall. Don't expect them to be earth-shattering reference quality transfers, but the movies do look good overall. I don't think fans will be too disappointed. As with Volume 1, sadly, there's not a massive supplement package here. There are a few things to be experienced, including a deleted scene, a making-of featurette, and a musical performance. I do wish maybe we could have gotten some more retrospective stuff. Would have been great if they could have rounded up Tarantino and a few of the stars. I mean, Uma Thurman is great in these movies as the bride. Would have been awesome to hear from her about her experiences on the movie. That said, though, the movie is great. The transfer is pretty solid overall. The lack of any major supplements is only the real problem. The lack of any major supplements is the only real problem here. I had a great time revisiting Kill Bill Volume 2, and if you haven't seen the Kill Bill movies yet, they're very highly recommended. Just be warned, they earn their R ratings, and they're certainly not for the squeamish. How about you? Are you a fan of the Kill Bill movies? Do you prefer Volume 1 or Volume 2? Did Do you think they're the best movies Tarantino ever made? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos, and make sure you hit this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.